The other day I had a viewer ask if I could make a video to show how to set up the audio control head on a VHS machine without using a scope. I said, sure. So we're going to take a perfectly good VCR and we're going to mess it up. And then I'm going to set it up using nothing more than a tape and a TV. Let's do it. I had a viewer ask about showing how to do the audio head on a VCR. So for this video, we're going to do just that. I'm going to take this machine that you can see is clearly working. I'm going to take the audio head out, and I'm going to mess all the adjustments up on here, and then we're going to realign the audio control head. And there is a procedure to do this, because you see, if the head is out of position, it will affect the audio lip sync for the linear track, although the hi-fi track would work. But if your head is out of position one way or the other, there's going to be a lip sync problem, which you have to compensate for by adjusting the position of the head. So here's the machine. I'm going to take this head and I'm going to mess up the settings big time, and then we're going to straighten it up here. So first thing I'll do is I'll just loosen off this. It may help if I have the right size screwdriver. So I can mess up this thing, right? And then I'll mess everything else up here as well. Mess all the settings up so that this thing won't even play. Okay. I think I've messed it up enough. I've messed up the position of the head, and I've messed up the azimuth, and I've messed up the zenith of the head. So now, if I try to play a tape, this thing is not going to play. Let's put the tape back in and see what happens. As you'll see, it's not going to track properly, and I have no sound because this tape is not recorded in hi-fi. This tape is recorded in just mono audio, I believe. Pretty sure it's just in mono. Yeah, this is just in mono audio. Now, obviously, I can't get lip sync off this because there's nobody actually talking. It's just got voiceovers. But if I mess this up even more, now I don't even have a picture at all. What's happening here, if we look at the actual tape passing over the head, as you see, the tape is not really passing over the head at all. The tape is completely missing the head. The head is really out of adjustment because it's loose. What we are trying to do is we need to read the audio and control track that's on tape. The control track is recorded on the bottom edge of the tape, and the audio signal is recorded on the top edge of the tape. So we need to make these adjustments so that the head itself is at the right height so that it will read the signals on the tape. And how we do that is we put the tape into the machine, and we're going to adjust the head so that the bottom edge just
containing a powerful double ultraviolet germicidal bulb made by...
Now you can see I'm adjusting the tilt of the head. I'm too low now, as you can see. The bottom edge of this is not picking up the control track off the tape. So what I need to do is I need to bring the front edge up a bit.
As well, the unit contains a reflective chamber made of an anodized aluminum material that is 28% more reflective than
I want this head a little bit higher still. It's still loose, so I just have to adjust.
Rays are multiplied for maximum purifying effectiveness. Clean, germ-free air.
Okay, I'm now too high. The audio is not being read. So I need to bring the front edge down a bit.
Technology for house use.
And I'm just going to adjust both the back adjustments.
And because it's compact and portable, you don't have
And I'm going to tune it for the best, sharpest sound.
In your house. Simply move it around for safe and effective air purification. Breathe easier. Live healthier with the new Blue Light Ultraviolet Extra Intelligent Filter from Mate.
Now, of course, I'm still loose here. I'm going to tighten the screw down just a bit, just to stop the head from wobbling back and forth. While I set this up, I'm going to rewind this tape. This tape's not very long. Now right now I'm not really worried too much about what I see on the screen. The position will of course affect the tracking, but most of these machines have auto tracking now, and they're going to try and adjust their tracking for the video track anyway, the video head. What I'm more interested in is getting the sound as loud and as clear as possible.
45% of the population suffers from some form of allergy symptoms brought on by airborne pollution. Recently, a growing number of new and virulent germs and viruses have spread through our environment. The brought on by these microorganisms have created a greater awareness of the air quality inside our homes and the germs and viruses we all breathe every day. Now, there is a simple and effective answer to controlling germs and viruses in the home. Miracle Mate is proud to present the Blue Light Ultraviolet Extra Intelligent Filter, the XIF. The secret of the XIF is a patented ultraviolet technology. Ultraviolet germicidal lamps have been used for years in hospitals to sterilize equipment and operating rooms. The food industry uses UV to kill the E. coli bacteria. And more communities are turning to ultraviolet technology to purify public drinking water supplies. Scientists are also excited about the potential of ultraviolet to sterilize blood products. Ultraviolet rays work by destroying the DNA of microorganisms, rendering them harmless. Up until now, commercial UV units have been too large and expensive for home use. That has all changed with the compact and easy-to-use XIF. The superior air purification system.
The picture on this right now is perfect, as you will see.
Inside the XIF are a series of specially designed baffles that slow the airflow.
Now notice I'm doing this without using a scope, because I really don't need a scope to align the audio head. All I need is I just need a tape that's got linear audio recorded on it, and not hi-fi. Or you have to switch the hi-fi off using the remote control. If you play a tape that is recorded in hi-fi, it's going to automatically try to select the hi-fi soundtrack, and then you'll never get your position correctly. Now, as I adjust the position of the head here back and forth, what you'll see happen, I'll show you the screen as I move the head back and forth. Okay, as I slide this back and forth, it will affect my tracking, but because the unit has auto tracking, it's just going to automatically track itself. If you have a machine that has manual tracking, or you turn the auto tracking off and have it centered, you can actually center your tracking by adjusting the position of the head back and forth slightly. Again, that adjustment is right here. I'm just sliding the head back and forth one way or the other. This will affect your audio sync. Now we have, because we've moved the head a little bit closer to the drum, our audio would arrive a little bit early. We move it the other way, the audio would arrive a little bit late. The only way to do that is to have a recording that has someone talking, for example, and then you can adjust the position of the head to get the lip sync correct. I'm going to see if I can find such a tape that has people talking on it and is also recorded on a mono machine, because again, a hi-fi machine is going to kind of defeat the purpose. It's automatically going to switch over and pick up the sound off the hi-fi head, which will not be using the audio from the audio head. It'll still be reading the control track, right? That's used to synchronize the actual servos, but the audio head is normally not used if you've got a hi-fi tape. It just so happens that I have such a tape that I would have recorded on a mono machine, because this would have been recorded in the very early 80s, probably 80, 81. Some of this stuff is some of the programs that I worked with a community TV station, and we used to get promo stuff sent to us. And I got some music videos on here. I got some good music videos on here. I got Ricky Lee Jones singing Chucky's in Love. I can't play this, obviously, because I'll get nailed with copyright, but I will be able to use this to set my audio track to get the audio in sync. So music is good, because if you've got drums or anything, you can watch hitting the stick on the head of the drum or the cymbal to tweak it slightly. So I'm going to play this tape, and I won't be able to play the sound for you guys, unfortunately, but we'll tweak this. Maybe let it play for a couple of seconds, but actually, you know, there is some stuff I can play. I can play some of the community TV stuff that's on here. Anyway, got some really cool old videos. Old George, yeah, that's classic. That playing Take 5, wonderful stuff. I got a good collection of music videos. A lot of them still on VHS tape too. That just gives you an idea how well this is held up, because I say this would have been recorded. This would have been recorded probably 80, 79, 80, maybe 79. That's probably when this was recorded. It's a long time ago. Actually, I can do it. I can set it up with this, because I can see him picking his guitar and hear the sound. And I can set it from here by just adjusting this and hearing the note and watching him pick, and I can get it exact. One last tweak to get the sound. There we go. There it comes up the treble. And that is that. We'll see how the rest of this plays out here. Oh, good. They're going to talk. I have some lip sync. I can play this probably. It's an old interview.
For me in the control room, claims that he spotted you buying a snowblower in July at a hardware store in Tenafly, New Jersey. Is that true?
That's what you call getting the jump on winter.
What, you're getting ready for it already, huh?
I remember I went to a store in the wintertime and I asked for a snowblower after the first snowfall, which was 3 or 4 feet, right? So naturally there was nothing left.
No. Plenty of shovels, George, but no blowers. They're all right.
Watch this. I remember this one. Check out this camera that he's got.
I'm a sort of a glass nut. I have all kinds of telescopes and all kinds of great cameras and lenses that I'll never use in a lifetime.
I know.
I've fallen in love with video. I want to get a jump on it, because I know that I feel very shortly it's going to be one, the biggest thing. Probably already is.
In fact, don't we have a piece of tape that you took of the band on tour or something like that? I don't think this has sound on, so you'll have to tell us where it is and what's going on. It's popping up right here.
Oh, this is our keyboard player you just saw, and this is the orchestra conductor and pianist, and that's the young man who plays drums.
Where are you? In the airport?
They're actually doing T for 2, and they're doing this kind of thing. There you go.
piece of equipment. Is this everything? Is this the whole shooting?
The good thing about this is that it is all contained. There's just one wire that goes from here to the videotape recorder. So it makes it very convenient for me.
Now, have you seen the new one that's coming out? I mean, it's the size of this.
Don't tell me that, man.
No, I swear. I swear. I had a man in here one night last Christmas, the president or chairman of the board of Sony. George, they got a thing, it's no bigger than this. And you take a little, it's about the size of a pack of matches, it's the tape. It's a little 8mm tape. You put it in here. It's the recorder, the microphone, the color camera, and the playback system all in a box this big. And it's not on the market yet, so you can't have it yet, but it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to put Dell and Howell out of business, believe me.
Yeah, it's really great. This is very, very interesting. It makes such great pictures. This is probably one of the finest cameras you can buy in the world. I watched the development of it. It started in France, and then it was...
Does it weigh a lot? Let me hold it.
No, it weighs about
oh, no,
20
nothing,
pounds.
nothing. Okay,
Oh, very, very light. And it used to be two pieces. They developed it here in the United States for the kind of current that we have here, which is different from the European system. So it was cheaper because it started off as a very expensive item. And then the Japanese put those two pieces together and made it one single camera.
Do we use these, can this be broadcast quality? I mean, whatever they call broadcast quality. Like news crews and stuff, they use this same camera? Is this it?
Another network uses this as their official camera. As a matter of fact, they developed the camera. They and Sony are a corporation together.
Beautiful. What does that go for? Okay, don't tell me. Probably still making payments, huh?
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Get kind of heavy now.
So the reason that the color looks like this, it's very noisy. That is the tape is deteriorating.
And I thought
The signal is getting weaker and the noise is creeping up. And this tape, I should actually digitize this thing if I want to hang on to it. This tape is pretty much, I think, probably getting close to its end of life. It's getting pretty noisy. This used to be very good, but as you can see all that noise in the picture, that's caused by the tape itself deteriorating. You got the cover on it now, a little bit less interference from the plasma, but still a lot of video noise just because the tape itself is so old. Anyway, this is kind of a neat old video that I've got here that I got to talk over so that I don't get nailed with copyright. But it was Ricky Lee Jones. It was a promo tape that was sent out by the record company called Coolsville, and they put a bunch of her songs on. This is very early in the life cycle of music videos, and I got this back when I was working in the TV station, and we would get these promo tapes sent to air. This is long before MTV, and this is before Much Music up in Canada. Very, very early. Or I think MTV had just started at the time, but it was very early in the life cycle of music videos, and this is how they did them back then. Kind of cool actually to find this old tape. Anyway, that's all I can show of that. That's how you align an audio head on a VHS machine. A beta machine is no different. You have your settings. You just kind of eyeball it. Look at the top and the bottom. You can see the edge of the tape. You can see the actual head that records on the tape, and as long as you have got your height right so that the control track is covering the control track area of the tape, just adjust it for the best, the loudest, and the brightest sound, and then adjust the actual position to get the audio in sync with the video. But you have to do it with a tape that does not have a hi-fi audio track. If you want to do it right, you got to do it with a mono or a linear stereo only tape, not a hi-fi tape. Otherwise, it's going to mess you up because the machine is going to always pick the hi-fi soundtrack. Now, usually you can switch it with the remote to play the linear track. So if you only have a hi-fi tape, if you use the remote to play the normal soundtrack, you can then get the audio head aligned properly. Of course, on a mono machine, that doesn't matter. You can play any tape because a mono machine is only going to play the linear track anyway. Right, thanks for watching. I'm going to get back to watching this tape now. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.